by putting my hand on my heart and bowing down to him. That's the most respect I can give him as a vice president. So if people want to politicize what I did, then they can look at my activities around the world. Even presidents, I reached to them, I put my hand in my chest and bow down to them. I gave Kun the greater respect by putting my hand on my heart and bowing down to him. That's the most respect I can give him as a vice president. So if people want to politicize what I did, then they can look at my activities around the world.
Although I committed myself to doing an audit, this is the reason why when the first time I saw this outturn was when the budget was submitted to us. It is not true that any member as was exerted last Sunday came to me to discuss issue of outturn. And I will show you the hypocrisy in a minute. When I saw this, I called my staff. They gave me the evidence of this money movement. And I will produce screenshots and documents to that effect at my trial.
I'm on the side of the law, on the side of the Liberian people. I'm on the side of the law. I will never betray the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. As far as I'm concerned, what is happening to Fonati today, it is unconstitutional. The president has gotten involved into this process. I stand with the law. As far as I'm concerned, Fonati Kofa is the Speaker of the 55th Legislature, and I'm on my way to Kofa's office for us to continue with business. Whatever those guys are doing over there is useless, it's unnecessary, and they are hurting the Liberian people.
Et les t-shirts, c'est mouvement de carré Joseph Boaga de Simo, c'est fini. Yeah, les t-shirts, c'est mouvement de carré Joseph Boaga de Simo, c'est fini. That's what my t-shirt say. So next time, don't ask me what the t-shirt.
President, we are sorry. Sorry, we beg you, President, we are sorry. Sorry. Sons and daughters, even when a woman get wrong or husband, why the husband need a sorry? We are very sorry to betray you. No one we can go after we betray you is to go to you. So we beg you to where you are right now. We look at what tears. Sorry, we beg you. This place, for those of you who know, she got chicken here before, but she's not been there. With the township commissioner, they came here to march to the place. A post stop on what was happening. Now, after administration has changed, that means it was setting for us. We voted for Joseph Nyoma Boakai because we said that he could make a difference. He could make a difference. We betrayed the former president, President George Manewia, and voted for Joseph Nyoma Boakai. So, can you tell me the reason why we voted for Nyoma Boakai is today is what we're saying?
Basically to where Liberia is heading and where we've been heading. I was very concerned the other time. On the second, when I followed Sport FM and I saw the full asset declaration.
Very petty. You say 15%. What if 15% they send? The EPS director say he won't see sewer bricks. All the people he knows, they say, okay, he said, well, we can ask them to resign from the service and people. But you can't just every day they have brought people 3 different times, different people we know. You go in the main house, I think we have to play. A better he has no security. So all that propaganda they do. You know why the people talking all these things? Oh, the president wanted the insecurity, this, that. Because the core issues no one will avoid it. The gas price going up, it will go up. The country since January, no budget.
I heard a journalist yesterday on the radio. What happened to the feds? What happened to the feds? Did you give me money for feds? I'm not the GSA woman. GSA got a budget to make the place equipped. Not the other family. And at that particular stage we're at, I really couldn't care less.
Before and have the honorable sit down at the seat.
to improve labor rights in this country, to allow companies to be in compliance with the labor law, and rest surely the responsibility of the Ministry of Labor. I come to the position not to enrich myself. It's unacceptable. Anybody that gave me bribe for you not to do the right thing, you will do the right thing. For the Liberian people, because it is the Liberian people that elected us. You people stood in the line, you voted for Ambassador Joseph Newman Boakai on the basis of changes. We must begin to exhibit changes. We cannot continue these things in workplaces.
Is it not disgraceful? You rewarding a proven liar. Taylor is a proven liar. Why can't we get respectable people with character to lead our country? You better think Dylan can serve the Foreign Affairs Committee properly. By the time Dylan says something, the foreign country he going to, they will Google him. Who that man here? Oh, the other man lied by a plane ticket and capitulated. Oh, who that Dylan man? That man who stole from P. Derry Harris and they dismissing you. This is the man. This is the man, brother. So that's a dangerous way to start. So they are rewarding a proven liar. They are rewarding incompetence. They are rewarding mediocrity. That's the first step. The second thing that they're now doing, which I am concerned about, is to put our democracy at risk. I think it is a dangerous irony that a man who was born in Sierra Leone, Mr. Joseph Boakai, born in Sierra Leone, having gotten elected by a narrow victory, he will not focus his energy on reconciling the country, uniting the country, and he will take a frivolous lawsuit, not just to honor court Councillor Kofa, but to honor my Liberia hard-earned democracy.
I gave Kon the greater respect by putting my hand on my heart and bowing down to him. That's the most respect I can give him as a vice president. So if people want to politicize what I did, then they can look at my activities around the world. Even presidents, I reached to them, I put my hand in my chest and bow down to them. It's a sign of respect.
And so we are back again. We are back. It is Tuesday, the 10th of December 2024. 2024 is gradually going to an end to usher in 2025. Start with the acknowledgement as usual, then we talk the issues with God. We will have to stop if Liberia is to be seen as a society and not society of pettiness, envy, jealousy, naughtiness, then nobody is perfect on earth, but everybody strives towards perfection. If you think you are better off than the next person, if you think you are better off because you have earned master's degree, doctorate degrees, bachelor, whatever, if you think you are by far eloquent than the next person because you think you speak well, you just bring the fool out of yourself. How dull that will be if you have a such. We'll talk about that. Good hint, isn't it? So, let's see, those of you who've been waiting, thank you for coming on earlier. Andrew, that's not Andrew, but William D. Dwe. William D. Dwe, you've come on from RC Lawson, Congo Town, CDC Papi Keita, from Dupont Road, as usual. My dear Southeastern sister, thank you so very much for coming on, Dwayne. Hope that you're faring well. How is Levi? Hope that he's fine. Jackson C. Ponin, I am Patrick, Block C community, member of the Intellectual Center, Block Titan. Good to see you on. And extend my greetings to your chairman, Kenny Ball, as he's affectionately referred to, Romancia. Mary Tooley, you've come on from New Georgia Estate. Mark James from Ganta City, Nimba County. Abraham Sear from Newport Street, you've come on. Gabriel Ma, as usual, you often follow from your Broadville residence. Good to see you on. A Valley Cora, you are following from Banjul, the Gambia. Good to see you. Good to have you on the show. Gion brother Stephen Coker from Minnesota, the United States. It's good that you're on the show. Harris City, you've come on from Papaco community, Badnersville Junction, wonderfully made. You are following from Colorado, the United States of America. Fata Kanen, you are on from Congo Town. You refer to yourself as Weir's best friend. That's good. That's good. That's good. Ben McCarthy, you are on from ELWA Rehab Community. And the names are just pouring like a sea. Bishop, you refer to yourself. You are following from Dupont Road, you said. Yeah, Dupont Community. Alfred Sumo Simenin from the Lord's. Wait, no. It's good you indicate when all of us know the law is the law. We tire with that cliche now. Everybody knows. Even the elementary students, they know that the law is the law. But we're not talking about the law. State where you are following from. It's good for us. It's good for you. There is a reason you want to be formal. Just indicate any other message. We'll read it. Eric Doe, you will not dictate what. If you write, you just write for us to read. It will not be read. Indicate your name. Then you can indicate your write out. But you can write and dictate to us because you dictating to us. You just come on, you write, then we should read. And then you tell the people listening, coming to read my comment. No, that will not be done. Be formal. Indicate where you are falling from. It's good for us journalistically, and it's also good for you literally. Eric Doe from Philadelphia, you said the United States. Kevin Soko from USA. Fofana King, you've come on from Stephen Talbot Estate, Bassatown. Peter Scott Diapa. Your last name is spelled D-I-A-K-P-A-R, and you are following from Bakpolu County, the county of Senator Americanen. So, good. Randall Wallaber, you've come on from Minnesota. Hi to you. Hope that you are faring well from your end. Otello and Colo from Fargo, North Dakota, the USA. Gizi Cogbly. I hope that I'm pronouncing your name right. The last name is Koigbli, and you are following from Gizi F. Cogbly Keba. Pastor Melvin, Destiny Harvest Power. You've come on from Minnesota, the United States of America. Thank you. James K. Carpenter from Harport City, Maryland County. That's very good. All of you, welcome. We've got a couple of things to talk about, and then we are out. Know where to start, but this is where and how we get started.
I gave Kun the respect by putting my hand on my heart and bowing down to him. That's the most respect I can give him as a vice president. So if people want to politicize what I did, then they can look at my activities around the world. Even presidents, I reached to them, put my hand in my chest and bow down to them. It's a sign of respect. There's nothing against Kun. Kun is my little brother. Kun is my son. Kun knows me very well. We came from a far away. You know, I would not disrespect people like that. Madam Sally, former president, was there. Did I shake Ellen hand? No, I hugged Ellen. It's a sign of respect. All the time, either I put my hand in my chest and rub my stomach, and if he doesn't understand the respect that I'm giving, then it's left with him. We all respect Prince Johnson, the leader for our parliament in the ECOWAS. We all work together, respecting. And Prince Johnson married to my cousin from Sasna. As a Sasna woman, I want to go speak to her. Definitely, I want to go there because he have a family person with him, and he's my friend. Despite his political decision that he took, you know, I still respect him as a person. He wants to come to me and hug me because he's my little brother. Okay. I'm the former president of the Republic of Liberia. So Kun's supposed to come, and when I came out of the car, he's supposed to come to me and hug me chest to chest, you know, but he's still far away from me showing a hand. But I bow to him. He's the vice president. So I don't think anything wrong with that. But you know, our society, people say anything they want to say. So I don't think it's an issue. But there's no issue about what happened. If you look around, leaders, they put their hand in their chest and bow to their friend and pass. It's everywhere. I traveled the other day to Morocco when the people came to meet me. I bowed to them and put my hand in my chest. So nothing wrong with that. That's the way we speak to people that are important in society. Everywhere. President, no. Every time I go to there, I do that. You know, that I speak to people. It's a sign of respect.
It all ensued or evolved or started from the bereaved or empathizing, as it is required traditionally whenever a person dies. People mourn and they go to comfort the bereaved family. They share in the bereaved grief, hurt, frustration that is unto every person, except you aren't a human being. No one wants to lose a person, be whatever the relation. No one takes interest in the passing of another person. Everybody empathizes over the passing, whether related to that person or not, knows the person or not, close to the person or not. Everyone empathizes and sympathizes with the bereaved. Least to say, when you people have worked together, stay considerable time together, share a number of commonalities, it hurts, it pains to the core, and you will move as it is the custom and tradition to console the bereaved. That was the same. Others had gone earlier before former President George Weah. On Sunday, after service, he decided to go as a human being, a relative, a former president, and a man of God. He was received, or he arrived on the scene. I thought to talk about it today because last night, Abby did an insightful analysis of the man who is at the center of it all, though dead, Prince Johnson, and some of those things that may have led to his death. I told you yesterday, the handshake was not something to talk about because Israel, before me, was exhaustive with it. He talked about it at length. So there wasn't any rationale to be repetitive. So I left it out. Last night, a very unique, insightful, the Englishman would say succinct analysis of everything associated with Prince Johnson, his life, and so the end, how it all ended. AB did just that, and that resonated with everybody who was listening. And I should tell you that that interview brought the country to a standstill. The analysis followed by the interview. We woke up to the reactions everywhere. All of the talk show hosts were listening. People from everywhere, politicians, business people, because the issue became one of the heated issues. At least it took away the hype of the House of Representatives Wahala. People took on to listen. When AB announced that he was attempting to make a call to the former president, but it wasn't necessarily that identical handshake issue. But when the former president came on, at the latter part of the interview, he threw in that question just to get his reaction. And that's when the former president explained that. So since AB called up the former president, the man whom everybody condemned, 99.9% of the people condemned. When AB said, I am trying to get through to the former president, I said, good, let me set all of my gadgets to have it recorded. Now I can speak to it. Fortunately, the former president came on and the interview was unique. But my earlier position had been that was completely no issue. But because we have a used, gullible, a society that is vulnerable, that feeds on any and everything as real issue, leaving the core issues out, it went far and wide. So when the former president, we have started to say that was nothing, he greeted the vice president, he have nothing against him, he gave him the most respected honor befitting of a vice president, which also is applied to former presidents, and it is one of the ways by which they greet people around the world. And you know what that did for me? When I came in the morning, I decided what the former president said of that kind of greeting, I got on the repository of knowledge. And they gave me several pictures and videos. And I said, well, the former president was right. So why we will just reach conclusion that we know more than the people who are doing it. I got on the internet and asked for that. They provided me with footages and videos. You see the leader will place his hand on the church and a little space between, and then there's the bar. They show several of that. And if you look at that video carefully, you'll realize that the former president was the one who showed humility, who greeted. Then the vice president, that the people felt he was disrespected. I'm just saying that, but that's not the main issue. Greetings is relative. We have to opt our mentor in this country. As much as we have a polarized political society, you don't want to present yourself in the midst of people as not literate enough, that you just buy into everything without thinking, having a second thought, or being slow to speak and quick to analyze. Greeting is relative. There isn't any law that said you should shake a person's hand. You know what is a greeting? Typically, it's the speech. Even as that, it is relative. There's nothing binding or binds a person to speak to another person or to shake another person's hand. There's nothing, no law. The same way you can choose not to communicate with a person and nobody forces you, no law subjects you to any persecution. Whatever you decide to do, you do it. It is your right. So it is the right of any other person in whatever the gathering. Some people, most of these people who are acting like they're so clever, they go to gathering, they don't even speak to people. Nobody hold them responsible. They are introduced, they go to the podium, and they don't apply the simple podium ethics and etiquette. They just start talking. And nobody hold them responsible. Nobody condemn them that they are not culture. No. The former president greeted how people in their five senses, they claim that they are normal, will look at that gathering or that identical scene and conclude that the former president, disrespected. What is a disrespect? Must the former president bow to the ground to the vice president? Is that what you consider? Oh, that can happen for Bwaka people. When his ministers go, they can bow to his feet, even if they want to kiss his feet. Yeah, you consider that tradition. The man, in a most respectful and honorable way, greeted the vice president. Go, those of you, all of us, almost all of us in this country, the average-minded ones, have smartphones. Just ask for that greeting, how the former president greeted the vice president. Ask for it, and they will give you several footages and videos. Apparently, we're not exposed, and that is typically our culture. We're not exposed and not willing to be exposed, but we are exposed to what we are exposed to. And when we see certain things happening, we see people doing certain things, we reach the conclusion that it's wrong. Ironically, we do not know, we're not literate to it, but we conclude that it's wrong. What sense is that? What sense does that make? So any rational being will take time, look at it carefully, and try to find out, because everything there is a cause. So he greeted most respectfully. Instead, I think people needed to have turned to the vice president. Here is it. People argue culture, tradition. So who welcomes who? Who is under obligation to greet who? Is it the visiting person or the host? The vice president should have been the one applying anything physical representative of greeting. Then if the current president showed no sign at war, just remain, gets down from the car and just walk, then you can argue that way and you'll be right. But he got down and immediately approached the vice president and bow. What bow simply means, bow typically means humility. It means humbling oneself at the will and in the presence of another person whom that person who is buying is regarded highly. That's what it means. A bow simply means humility, humble. Nothing more, nothing less. All of us, let me put it in a Christian context because we are Christians. What did the Bible say? It said we bow to God Almighty. The Bible says bow in the presence of the Lord, bow before him. What does that mean? Humble oneself. So the former president did just that, resting his hand on the chest. And what the chest represents? What does it represent? Purity. That I'm pouring myself in humility unto you, most respectfully, in such a manner, giving who you are and the condition that exists. What more? It doesn't make sense. We have to take time how to look at things in this country. It's not everything that you want to sound sentimental and impute some political stuff into it. It will just turn you into a fool. Because when others start to put sense to the table, then you become speechless and asking within yourself, why did I say that? Why did I just jump to a conclusion? So that was right. He was. Yes, the second part. The interview caught the attention of 80 to 85% of the people last night. The show, Face the Issues, was widely being listened to. When the former president came on, he said what he needed to have said to AB, and then he went off. This morning is all over the place. It's all over, everywhere. People talking it again. Social media flooded with that. Some radio stations are analyzing it the way they think. Some people are taking it as a good news, a headline story. And that's good. You know why? Because former President George Weah is popular. Whenever he's speaking, the country comes to a standstill. Beyond that, what did they do? Well, as usual, the Unity Party people, instead of focusing on what they ought to do, they will stoop so low. And I think we need to stop this. It doesn't help any government moving forward. CDC had the same anomaly, and we talk about it, that instead of focusing on what you have called to do, you're just reacting to things that really do not have substance. That way you will be elevating your opponent, then you think you are identifying his pitfalls. They doing the same thing. Every little thing they talk about it. So this morning, we had heated exchange. And this was not a defense for the former president. Personally, I have always never ever liked people looking down upon people, bringing out their deficiency or deficiencies and capitalizing on them. There isn't anybody perfect. All of us have our faults. We can be the same. No two persons on earth can be the same. God did not make anybody that way. His creation, he left some people with defect, and he used another person with considerable skills to help that person out. Everybody can be the same. This argument, it came out before, and some of the politicians said, no, It all, when former President Weah was coming into the presidency, we have not been supportive of anybody, but just hate injustices or injustice. They started with this argument when he was coming in, oh, he doesn't know how to speak English. I have some of those recordings there. He doesn't know how to speak English. He's not this, he's not that, all the kind of thing. And I said that you don't do that. It's better you look at what the person has come to deliver or what he's bringing than why it is true that it's a political environment, but all of us have our own pitfalls. If everybody would be looking at the deficiency of everybody, what we'll have is chaos. As much as he doesn't know how to read according to you, he doesn't speak well, he has all of the deficiencies, that's okay. Focus on what he has. And the argument was, as much as you are focusing more on Weah's deficiency, there's every likelihood that Weah will win the election. I told them at Capital FM at the time we were on, I can call names here. We had heated argument in the corridor almost every day. Chris Waller was the station manager. We were coming to get vexed. And one day I looked in his face, I said, Mr. Waller, this is wrong. Everybody in this place has problem. There are people who speak well here. There are people who don't speak. There are people who write well. There are people who, everybody get problem. As much as it is political, let's take that issue out and focus on what the person has come to deliver. I think that is the quintessential. One person, former president, we are appointed in the government. He also had that same thing. When it was getting closer, when he saw the sign that President Weah was going to win the election, that's when he started praising. But we had that argument too, but we leave it as it is. Beyond former President Weah, I have never, other people argue, you can't do that. Leave people. You can be judgmental of people. If God were looking at everybody's deficiencies, nobody would be on this earth. In fact, the earth would not be complete. The reason why you have the earth complete is because we blend our diversity. That's why they said diversity in unity. What did God say? He said blend. So they spread this morning and running all over. And what did God say? When we're talking, the reason why we can reference the Bible, because it's our model of leadership. You can never, ever be successful without the Bible. I do not know about the other books, but I do know about the Bible. And he himself stated here that nobody can be successful without him. He is our model of leadership. So running with it. Not realizing that as you look at a person's deficiency and running with it publicly and think that you are perfect, you have some kind of deficiency, or if you don't, you have somebody who has. So yeah, the heated argument. We're intellectualizing who's strong enough survive. Those who weren't strong, they start showing some emotional, writing some emotional lines, and then they left. We're there. As much as we're not fighting physically, we're using our mentor. That's good. We can stay there for the next 2-3 hours writing. So when they start saying all kinds of things that we are this, we are that, it could be for any person. If you take we are out of the picture, another person, I will go in defense of that person because it's wrong. So yeah, what I said, that yes, you're arguing that he does not know English. A subject-verb agreement is not connecting. You're happy all over the place. And then you say it was a P error that AB was doing. I don't know how they understood P error. when you're so confused, you say things or you write, and you don't even know that you're making the most diabolical error. So I said that while it is true, according to your argument, that his subject-verb agreement not intact, he's saying this, he's saying that, he can't speak well, English, he plunged this country into X, Y, Z, he will never come back to the presidency as if they are God. I say, yeah, it's it. You're supporting Joseph Yuma Boakai. At least former President Weah speaks clearly, everybody understands him. But the most educated man that you have, when he speaks, nobody can understand him. His voice going in instead of coming out. Is that not a deficiency? Is that not a bad deficiency? Even though deficiency is bad, but let me just use it that way. Is that not a terrible, sickening deficiency? That's why God said before, he said, do unto others as you will have them do unto you. There are things that people do on earth, and people are reacting, doing it to them back, and God accepts it because they first started. You never start a fight and you expect that people will fall at your needs and praise you. They will fight back. You have a president who cannot, almost all of the radio stations, they quote him, then they can play his voice. Why they playing other people's voices and people are understanding them and making reference to them? Your president voice can never be played because the voice can come out, they can't understand anything. Yet you're condemning another person. At least for we are, when you're talking, everybody can understand him. The message goes across. It doesn't matter who knows English best. No, it's the message. Communication is the message. Eloquence is not a significant factor. Eloquence is just a spice. Know that today, stick that in your mind. Eloquence is not the message. Eloquence is a spice. You can be eloquent and the message is not across. Have you not heard people say, oh, man, really no bogo? Man, then he has somebody say, well, all that in the mentor, we understand nothing. Have you not heard that? People go to gathering, they are very eloquent, but at the close of the day, you hear people murmuring in the crowd, but what did he say? We don't understand anything. But he was eloquent. Eloquence is not the message. Eloquence is a spice. The message is what resonates with the people, which is referred to as the content. So we look more for the content than the spice. Boakai is the president. He should be louder than we are. He should come out clear. But Boakai, nobody feels comfortable playing Boakai anywhere because he is hardly heard. Is that not a deficiency? You have a president who his voice doesn't come out. And then you're referring to a person who is normal. He speaks loud. Little children hear him and understands him well. And you turn that a deficiency, and you're not looking at your president and other people. Moreover, who speaks well throughout? Who doesn't make mistakes in their expressions? All of us every day we make mistakes. We falter. It may not be deliberate, but it's part of human existence. It's part of every human being. But if you stoop so low and think that it is a political weapon, you're only creating a scene by which they will look back or something on you or in your cycle. If you don't want to be condemned, don't don't condemn anybody. You have a president. He can hardly walk good. Is that not a deficiency? Oh yeah, one person doesn't speak well, and the other person does not walk well, does not come out. His voice does not come out. So grade the two. Who is best? Put the two on the scale. Your argument, one person doesn't speak well. Yeah, we accept it. But the other person's voice can come out. Nothing is understood from him. He's frail. He walks a stingray. Is that not a deficiency? Y'all have to take cue from these things. Y'all stop. Stop being so petty. Stop being so low. Don't thrive on petty things when you are not a saint. Tell it. Unity Party people, prior to we are coming in, they say a lot more. We are came in 6 years. They said a lot, all kinds of awful things. Today, they stay saying, yes, it. The educated people, the no-book people, the eloquent people, they've been here all those years with all of the degrees. Liberia being the way it was. We are came from nowhere after winning all of the world's accolades, that the whole world bowed to him in humility and honor. That this country that was unknown became known by him. This country that nobody could reference became a reference point because of him. The educated people were all around here, the eloquent people. He came, moved through them, and became president. He said the president, educated president, no book, the president subject of agreement. So by logical reasoning, you are by far better. So you should have excelled. But the man came, all the book people, he led them for 6 years. Six. The most popular person in Liberia than anybody in this country. The most anointed than anybody. I'm making a good argument for you. I'm giving your argument. That is the reality. And so last night, the man was not outside physically, just telephone conversation. People kept up all the way to the end of it. Everybody, everywhere in the morning, is all over the place. When he gets out, there's traffic jam. There's near commotion or accident. The crowd swells. The man who knows book, he's in the country, he's insecure. He's not popular. Just like Israel was saying this morning. Bouaka appears, we have seen Bouaka presences at places. Nobody knows that president, except maybe people will just get to know from the cars, the light blinking and armed men around. That's when people know that the president. Beyond that, we are just out. Everybody will wonder what's happening because the crowd from everywhere, people running here and there just to see one man. It is a deficiency when you're in your own country and you have excelled, and still the people don't feel, they don't appreciate your presence. It is a deficiency in itself. 6 years, you said the awful things about him, and even before, but he made significantly unprecedented achievements that you can never achieve. Even in the next war, it's not possible. The most popular so you continue in a year. The transition took place in January. GMB became president. But who is the most like? We are. Who is the most loved? We are. Who is the most talked about? We are. I thought when you excel, you command the attention of the people. If people ever talk about Boubacar from a popular perspective, it's for the wrong reason, blundering. We need to stop that. Not to be feeding on the petty. Look at what is happening to the country. You're not talking about that. Your government in place. The National Elections Commission help you. Your government in place. Look at what is happening. The serious deficiency. Right now, all of the justices on the making up the Supreme Court bench, they confuse. They are in a state of confusion. We'll get to that. Who created that? Your government. Political deficiencies. Almost everything you trumpeted from the onset, they've all failed. You got F. NASCOP, 285 machine, buses, Necotech, all of those things. Political deficiencies. You flunk. You're not looking at all of those things and time going. They say you're going to turn Bushwell Island, Gabriel Tucker Bridge to 4-lane. A diabolical, pathological lie. Like there, the patching. The same thing you criticize the previous government. Is that not a political deficiency? Or governance deficiency? You say, oh, we are putting all what a rehab project. You are coming to turn heaven or Liberia into heaven. Isn't it the same thing you're doing, planting poles all over? So who is the wisest? Who has the most deficiency? Yeah. We are paved the way. Everything that we was doing, you felt that it was wrong. Because you hated him, you still hate him. And that is why things not working for you, because you have grudge. When you have a hate in your heart, you put one person in your frame called body. You block your own progress. Every day you wake up, you go into sleep, we are mess of the country. You wake up, we are mess of the country. You're as if Liberia was Liberia was heavy and we are came a measure. This country being a trash from day one. All of your educated people, all of the people that have all of the degrees in the world, even before we was born, what did they do for this country? Did Ellen inherit anything significant? Ellen inherited trash. She managed. She had the opportunity. She messed it up. We did not have the kind of opportunity she had. But later, what did he do? He set unprecedented record in this country, things that this country was never, ever dreaming about the people. We are introduced into this country today. Everybody enjoying it. You're eating. We have messed this country up. You in car. We have messed anything you do. You just put one person in your mind. There's a word again for it. It will come to mind. You just put one person in your frame called body, carrying that person with you everywhere. Make that person your priority. It is a psychological problem. You start very soon. You start walking and getting crazy. Because that's how people can get crazy. Yeah, it starts from just talking by yourself. And there's a reason why you talk about you're talking by yourself. Because you put one person in your mind. The whole country already, we are. You know what I mean? They admitting that we are is the most popular person. The name we are resonated and stay resonating with them. Whole day, every day, we are. People get on their shows. We are. They go to programs. We are. They go to the other place. We are. The man will become president again, just as Donald Trump went back. Because you know why? You're helping the man to run his campaign before he can announce his second bid. That's what you're doing. Instead of focusing on what you have to, what you promised the people, you're not doing it. He ain't know English. He not did. He messed the country up. So you and the man are who educated? You see that? That's why God said, if you think speck is in your brother's eye, you want him to take it off, it's not bad to identify his deficiency, but you must make sure that you don't have any deficiency. That's why he said in Matthew 7. The same thing. Yes, a typical situation of our society, vilifying and condemning certain people, certain names, and feeling that they are perfect. Those who came stoning the woman at the well, they felt that they were the perfect ones. They felt that they were the most eloquent. They were the saints. They were the highly educated. And that woman had serious deficiency. So what did Jesus say? He said, no problem. I listen to your claim, but let everybody do a soul searching. He who has not sinned, let him be the first to throw the stone. And every one of them saw guilt, saw bad deficiencies within themselves, and then they disappear. The sin today, that sin is typical of Liberia, or Liberia is typical of that sin. Winding down on this, let it go for everybody everywhere. Don't look for fault in people. Don't feed on people's deficiencies. Don't think that you are better off than the next person. Don't think that you are highly educated than the next person. Education is relative. You can have all of the best degrees, but there is something that you will not know, and you will need that person who have half or who have near half. Don't condemn people anywhere. Don't think that you are perfect. Don't stoop so low. Respect everybody. Communicate well. If the person is communicating and it resonating with you, fine. If it doesn't resonate with you, fine. But don't portray yourself that you are the best and that other person is not. Don't be like the Pharisees. Drop that Pharisaic instinct if you have it, and don't even put it on. That will be doing it for that. Let me open the line. Respond to this. Then we'll move to the next issue. Respond to it. It is your right. Respond to it. Let's go as quickly as we can. Let's take a few calls on this. Then we move to the next thing we've got to talk about. There is confusion. The atmosphere is not faring well with certain people. The country is on the brink. Share your thought on this as quickly as we can on 0772 23 99 33 0886 30 44 97 0772 23 99 33 0886 30 44 97. The women's line, there's a little problem. Don't worry, very soon it will be in. So call on these two lines as quickly as you can. Then we move to something else. Nancy Jordan. All right. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
I'm good. Let's hear you. Your name and where you call from.
Yeah, thank you for a very beautiful show. And then you just spoke all, and I'm impressed by your presentation because it seems like you got a prophetic upbringing, right? You have some more of a prophet because there are a whole lot you said in a nutshell that has to do with a person. And we don't understand. Most people don't understand the special anointing that when someone carries, no matter how you try, no matter how you castigate them, it is the time they extend to the next level. So there's a mystery unfolding about this man called George Weah that shortly, what the Almighty God who put us here is going to open this man to. So if you call the world attention to, that means the people who have been having that malice for that unnecessary hatred, I think they'll just start going off by themselves, dying one by one. That's what we're about to see. So thank you so much for a very beautiful show. And as you said to all Liberians, let us all be patriotic and then see the right way forward as a nation with love and leave the hate and so much unnecessary things. Thank you.
Thank you too for calling. Have a nice day. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to cut off your radio, sir? Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, man. How you coming up, man?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Let's hear you.
Yeah. Those people tell them over the citizen government gave them the presidency and whatever. They lost their mind. The man that gave them the presidency, they then die. They call up consideration for them to do that and they're talking rubbish all over. Those people, they are mad, they're drunk, completed the war with new adolescents is the one that have in mind now. God gave them a complete mind that been dull and been stupid and whatsoever. So they don't know what they're doing. Just their brother and their go and they can go there and then split that with the people.
Okay, Chief. Thank you. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, St. Andrews.
Good afternoon.
Thank you very much, St. And I always appreciate you for creating this opportunity for us. St. I am Spencer Mohammed, and I call from Dan Kospunyo, Moita community. St. Thank you very much. You see, St. the survey that was done by the Human Development Index in Liberia in 2016, it is what state repeating itself today. Because it tells us that 85% of us are illiterate and only 15% are literate. So the 15% always rely on the ignorance of the 85%. What does leadership have to do with articulation? Let's look at Yoweri Museveni of the East African states. Look at what the man is doing in Uganda. And when the man is speaking, you hardly see him articulating well. But he's delivering his country. And you are comparing an elegant President George Weah with a man who will almost scare cowards.
Okay.
Then, thank you very much for giving us this opportunity. President Weah will never be Joe Parker. Joe Parker will never be President Weah. Thank you very much.
Have a nice Tuesday. Hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Sam Andrew.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm Peter David Castle. I call from Honor the Street Light in North Johnsonville. Thank you very much for the fascinating discussion. And let me say this to those guys from Unity Party that let me tell them the smartest politician now in the history of Liberia is His Excellency Dr. George Weah. Educational wise, nobody you cannot pay him with Joseph Walker because Joseph Walker obtained a Blamado degree. And the common sense, look at even common sense, you can compare Joseph Walker and that of Weah. Weah beat Joseph Walker in every capacity when it comes to education and even conventional knowledge. So 5% of Weah brings is more than the entire government. Look at how the government runs its senatorial power with all the boasting they did. Every sector of the Liberian society has totally deteriorated because these guys are mentally depleted. They don't know nothing.
All right,
they
Chief.
go over here and just castigate all the people to give them power today. Every sector of the Liberian people and of the Liberian society has totally 2 weeks. Today, the university are gone back to Caterpillar Day. Almost 1 year.
Thank you, sir.
Before the University of Liberia, what kind of education these guys they acquire that they can be boasting of here?
Thank you. Hello. Hello.
Sir.
I'm fine. What is your name?
Mr. McGill. You have said it all. You have said it all. I enjoy your analysis. But let me make it known that President George Weah is one of the most educated men on the continent of Africa. Let them go back. And besides, he's Liberia best phenotypic. Go into the book of the Africano, you will see who is so clear. Not like these other so-called political conduits that are causing division for the society and propagating lies that the people are unified in this place. It's a complete fake.
All right.
And when you are
Thank you. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, you getting me?
You are on the air.
Okay. Thank you for your analysis. But I have a little problem with you in your analysis. Where you said George Weah make Liberia to be new, I don't want to agree with it. Because Liberia is a new country already. When you look at the first democratic republic in Africa, is Liberia. When you look at the first country that produced a female representative to the United Nations, was a Liberian. When you look at the second oldest nation in the world, next to Haiti, is Liberia. So George Weah never exposed Liberia to anything. Liberia been new for long.
So all those noon years, what happened?
What happened? What happened was we have the politicians who came, the former president, who robbed this country. They've been stealing from the
You see, the same thing I just said. The what you're doing, because you have had we are fixed in your mind. You see, you just said all those people. Liberia was never ever new. You know what they call new? New is exposure. It's exposure, chief. That's what they call new. If they say you are a known figure, you didn't mean people know you. Yeah, people know you. But the difference, everything about this country that the people eyes were open to in the most recent was because of George Weah. People were leaving this place. People were using whose name? Whose name were they using? Whose name were they using? When you out of this country, when you say Liberia, who named the call? The people name that you just called, they can call them. Who do they reference? Answer that question. When you out of this place and you say Liberia, what name do they call?
Hello, listen now.
Oh, come on. Answer me. Who name do they call?
So don't get any.
Hello. I'm controlling you, then you acting abnormal like you controlling yourself. Or you controlling me. Hello.
Sir.
Yeah.
You know, so that we can like to play safe, but some people can make all the come out of our listening cluster to contribute. Oh, let's go right back to the interview of Pep Guardiola and OKFM Gila fought to me or Pep Guardiola to know where Liberia is until he could call the name of George Weah.
Chief, what I'm saying, I'm talking all I want. I'm here to elevate other people. Well, out of this country over the years, what name people were using? They were new. As soon as you said Liberia, they said George Weah. When there's George Weah, the name George Weah became visa for a number of people. The name George Weah opened up this country, open window of opportunities. The records are there.
Mr. Andrew, to contribute to the topic that they may trying to erase, we agree that President Weah are not the educated men. Not take it their argument now. These men who are not educated, in 1 year, he did a lot of things in Liberia. In just 1 year with the educated president and the Unity Party, what happened? We are seeing the rule back on the rule of law. We are seeing the senator of Liberia being eroded and disappearing. We are seeing everything.
Yeah, the university, that's the 4th week we're in. It can't open. Well, he's the president to the university.
Mr. Andrew, You can call one entity or ministry that are not called corruption there. I will tell you what is happening. Whether it's with double
right, Chief.
whether it is with or the other guy from LPRC, whether it's the other guy from public works.
Okay, Chief. Thank you.
All over the place. Education, they are wasted foods.
All right. Thank you. Hello. Hello. I brought you on, Chief. You went off. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello?
your name and where you call from.
Yeah,
Let's hear you quick. We want to transition.
The people are saying, President, where was now the Jesus to Liberia and the Westlake. During the war, when I left from La Côte d'Ivoire to go to Cameroon, we brought with the Jesus call them the junta, the highway patrol, what we call highway patrol here. I think the we couldn't say Liberia. When Liberia said Georgia, they say, oh yeah, Georgia, Liberia. So it's simple as some people like insanity that saying that Georgia or not a visa or not even a map of Liberia. I don't know which planet they are from.
Don't matter, man. The people name he called earlier. Did anybody reference them? They stay in all of those places. Antoinette Saye, and the other people. Listen, Chief. Listen, Antoinette Saye and the other people you call, all of them, they are far yana older than George Weah. The Congo people say far yana. For all those times, what did they do for Liberia? Thank you, sir. What did they do? All those people that you're referencing, yes, we agree. Yeah. But what did they do? How did they expose Liberia? All of those things that they experienced in those countries that they live in for protracted periods or years, did they bring anything to Liberia? Did they infuse any of those new ideas developmentally that they saw? And they preferred to stay all those years, and they stayed there in white man country, sitting down. Wasn't it the same Weah men who left from Europe, came back, and start introducing different modern developments that today people started taking it now? You know that Weah model is all over. The way building things, the kind of designs, and a lot more. Did not Weah say in one of his gatherings that these things, as he traveled around Europe, he saw them and thought to bring them to Liberia? Did they open? You know what they call noon? You just use expression, or because you have heard it. You can be when they say noon person, it's different from popular. And noon goes with difference. When they say this guy is a new political figure, they're referencing the difference. The people you refer to, they stay in America. Anthony said Ellen brought her here. Ellen said, can't help. She clashed with Ellen. She went by. She sat down. She's sitting down in New York, helping the IMF. Yeah, what Liberia benefiting? Nothing. Who exposed this country? Then you're going to say Liberia. When say Liberia was not known, Liberia became Liberia before George Weah came to existence. But Chief, in modern politics, modernism, the godfather for exposure of Liberia that George Weah, you like it or not? Let me just take two more and then we'll move. We got something important to discuss.
Hello.
Cut off the radio. Don't keep the radio on to hear yourself.
Hello, Brother Andrews.
Yeah, let's hear you. Let's hear you. Your name and where you call from.
I'm Tim Serious calling from 24th Street. You see, the UPs, we don't know actually their definition of education. With all the degrees, we can't even see anything happening since 1 year. This George Weah is keep on saying that he's not educated. He goes at the United Nations and address the United Nations several occasions. And whatsoever he profiled, everybody understood and they clap. Our educated man went to the United Nations recently. He was speaking at both and nobody understood anything he said. He has a G-war education. Since 1960, BS. Up to now, he does not even have additional certificate to beef up his education. What is the education? George Weah is not educated as they say, but he graduated from Debbie University with BSc and Masters. You go on, you Google it.
You say how the educated man can talk?
They're both from and in the United Nations, we even lost our space recently as a non-permanent member of the UN.
Oh, yes.
Nobody understood it. What is the education that they just about having? That's why I think his education is key war. 1940 education, no certificate to even pick it up.
Thank you, Jim.
We the Liberian, the men speaking the Liberian can understand that you God I can speak Swedish, will understand it. What is the education? Thank you for the time, man. I don't want to waste my time.
Thank you, Jim. Yeah. Was it not a deficiency? And thank you for injecting that. Look what another F, shame. You say you launching non-permanency bid. You don't even wait for the outcome. I thought people can celebrate when they achieve their goal. You achieve your goal. Then you started singing Liberia will rise again. Because the people see that truly they have what my man can refer to, puppet of a president. Oh, yes. And all of them form a cycle they're celebrating. Is that not a deficiency? That's a serious mental deficiency. You have not achieved. There is no sign inside that you're going to achieve. You just needed to be cautious enough. Wait. Then you start celebrating and say, Liberia will rise again. You stop singing that song because that song has a bad omen. Every time that song is sung, the country reverse. You stop singing that song. Nobody should sing that song. Nobody should play it. Liberia will rise again. Where is Liberia rising? Liberia is retrogressing. So the song should be Liberia retrogressing, not rising. Thank you. You did well. Spice up the first line. Let's move to something else. But let's read some of your comments. Not only those who are calling. I can render injustice to you. Clady Allison said, Sam, don't argue with those shameless Unity Party people. They will always say negative things about His Excellency President Weah because of shame. And Sekou Sharif said, I am not surprised because I knew those guys have nothing to offer this great country. And Otaka Kahu said, cut off that stupid color because his brain damaged. We'll say it raw. And I want. Gabriel West say another UP knucklehead. Speaking. Yasa Sharif say, is that all you know, Mr. Mayor? A reference to the historian who said there are other people who exposed Liberia. Nessa Jordan said some Liberians are sick in the head. Emmanuel Bro said, yes, you are very right, Sam. Little or nothing. That so-called opposition, your little people small. Nessa, I read your comment. You can keep commenting. Okay. Yeah, time is of the essence. I can't read everything, but at least I'm recognizing your right out. Thank you ever so much. So let's go to something else, and then we are out. Don't condemn anybody. Don't feed on anybody's deficiency. Everybody is unique in their own creation, in their own way created by God. And everyone is complement of another, or everyone complements everyone. What you may see as deficiency, it is a good attribute that will engender a change or change somebody's life. You drop that petty thing in this country. The person ain't no dead. The person ain't no die. The person can't speak. The person ain't no subject verb agreement. Bouaka is eloquent in his speech. Bouaka knows speech. Your Bouaka, your tell Bouaka to speak for the next 30. In fact, he spoke today at the ministerial complex. They launched the arrest agenda for inclusive development. Take Bouaka's speech and listen to it. And I challenge you, whether you will not identify almost 50 to 75 errors. Absolute nonsense of people. And you're going to look at other people and say they're bad. All right. So the country is waiting on the Supreme Court. The country is waiting on the Supreme Court. While we are all waiting for the ruling of the Supreme Court, we can say with every conviction, the Supreme Court, the full bench of the Supreme Court is faced with a dilemma. The full bench of the Supreme Court is faced with a dilemma. The full bench of the Supreme Court is faced with a dilemma. A tricky situation the Chief Justice and Associate Justices find themselves in. Their reputation is on the line, professionally and personally. They are caught between the law and politics. Their decision will not only be unwelcoming once they hand it down, whichever way it goes, but precedents they will have set that will be used going forward to remove anybody at will with financial power, even the president himself. That the legislature will never ever be respected if it went the majority bloc way. The atmosphere is an uneasy one. The Chief Justice and Justices or Associate Justices, they are confused right now. They did not postpone the disclosure or the verdict or the decision, given what is unfolding in the House of Representatives, but they needed to sort out a couple of things, not necessarily from the legal perspective, because they know that the majority bloc is 5,000 times outside the law, but rather how to grapple with the political side of the situation, because there is vested interest from President Joseph Yeman Boakai. Money was infused, used, and mission has to be accomplished. In our culture, whenever the president or the executive wants something, it happens. The Chief Justice and the Associate Justices are in a state of dilemma. They themselves have criticized others. They have been self-critical of the judicial system of the country. People outside, they have said that the
my hand in my chest and bow down to them. It's a sign of respect. Nothing. There's nothing against Kun. Kun is my little brother. Kun is my son. Kun knows me very well. You know, we came from a far away. You know, I would never disrespect people like that. Madam Sally, former president, was there. Did I shake Ellen hand? No, I hug Ellen. It's a sign of respect. All the time, man, Kun, either I put my hand in my chest and rub my stomach, and if he doesn't understand the respect that I'm giving, then it's left with him. We all respect Prince Johnson, the leader for our parliament in the ECOWAS. We all work together, respecting. And Prince Johnson married to my cousin from Sasna. As a Sasna woman, I want to go speak to her. Definitely, I want to go there because he have a family person with him, and he's my friend. Despite his political decision that he took, you know, I still respect him as a person. He wants to come to me and hug me because he's my little brother.
Okay.
I'm the former president of the Republic of Liberia. So Kun's supposed to come, and when I came out of the car, he's going to come to me and hug me chest to chest, you know, but he's still far away from me showing a hand. But I bow to him. He's the vice president. So I don't think anything wrong with that. But you know, our society, people say anything they want to say. So I don't think it's an issue. But there's no issue about what happened. If you look around, real leaders, they put their hand in their chest and bow to their friends and pass. It's everywhere. I traveled the other day into Morocco when the people came to meet me. I bowed to them and put my hand in my chest. So nothing wrong with that. That's the way we speak to people that are important in society. Everywhere. President, no. Every time I go there, I do that. You know, that I speak to people. It's a sign of respect.
We apologize for that abrupt break. Thanks for the understanding. It is that's the society we're in. LEC is not a regular now. At least every one of us know that. So the Supreme Court has reserved ruling in the misunderstanding or the split in the House of Representatives. The nation is waiting on the Supreme Court, the deciding factor in this misunderstanding, and whatever they rule will either say what kind of Supreme Court, what kind of country, what kind of government, and whether there is anything in Liberia called the rule of law. The Supreme Court faces a dilemma. They find themselves in a very tricky situation. This is a litmus test. If ever the Supreme Court had not experienced a trying, tempting moment, now it is the moment. A litmus test that faces the Supreme Court. They are on the obligation to keep this country peaceful or see it degenerating into chaos. The onus is on the Supreme Court of Liberia. They are under obligation to do the needful. Anything to the contrary, favoring the majority bloc, will plunge this country into something else. Now is the time for the Supreme Court to salvage or prevent what seems a looming crisis and what could be used as political weapon to remove anybody based on the dislike of legislators and other people from society. If ever was the time for the Supreme Court to do the needful, now is the time. It doesn't matter, but they ought to. Whether they are in a squeeze situation or not, they have to. They have to decide between the law and political preference. They'll have to decide between an independent judiciary and an all-powerful imperial executive. The Supreme Court of Liberia over the hours coming ahead of us and days will have to stand firm against any imperialism or imperial presidency. I know that for a fact because this whole House of Representatives split did not evolve simply because the guys have legitimate or the complaint with those counts brought against the speaker are 500% true. Some of them may have substance, and even if all have substance, the way they are doing it, it's wrong. So the court will have to tell them to do what the law requires. Face the law, apply the law, and let the law take precedence. Anything falling short of that, and if anything happened in this country, the Supreme Court will be held responsible. They should own up to whatever the responsibility of anything that will happen in this country. Liberia is at the crossroad right now. It is either the law or politics. It is either the law or satisfying the majority bloc. If they twist the law, bend the law, circumvent the law, closed their eyes against the law to satisfy political interest at the detriment of the country, then everyone will know that Liberia politics is money. The dollar politics is strong in Liberia, and that the executive, the judiciary, the legislature are afraid of the executive. That's what it will portray. If the court ruled in the law, of the law, by the law, the Supreme Court will have averted a potential crisis and will have set precedents that no person in this country, be you legislator or executive person, to wake up in the morning, received money to remove a person from his position. The Supreme Court will have put a stop to it. This ruling that is expected, whether the judges, the Chief Justice and Associate Justices are confused or not, whether they are they are yet to arrive at a definitive position, whether there is a dissenting opinion in their midst, all we know and need, the rule must be done in line with the law of this country. If the Supreme Court would tell us by that ruling, Liberia under Joseph Yeman Boakai presidency is no longer a country of law, but a country of few individuals, then we will know. Everything that was done at the legislature with the support and approval of the executive placed the Supreme Court in an embarrassing situation, but they will have to do the needful. Time is running out. The Supreme Court cannot delay. Delay may not seem denial, but suspicion will rise. Suspicion might lead to widespread argument as it is now, and suspicion, and it could cause some kind of commotion before we've seen it. That is why the Supreme Court need not. I don't think that situation is so Herculean enough that the Supreme Court will take several days or taking several days to release or make a determination, because that's what they ought to do, to make a determination as to who is in the right and who is in the wrong. The situation is not a dire situation that you would need time for forensic investigation and calling in experts and doing a lot more that will require time. That issue at the House of Representatives is as simple. That is one room situation that requires not long solution or long wait for a solution. That's one room, not multiple rooms. Therefore, the Supreme Court need not delay. We expect that ruling to be out as soon as possible. Whether they are confused, whether there is dissension and dissenting in their midst as the full bench that causing the delay that the public can know the determination yet, they have to come out. They have to come out. Time is running out. It can't be that long any longer. Time is running out. Except the court will tell us that they support the renegades, the rebels, the mutineers. then we'll know. But until then, the Supreme Court need not waste time. I know that they are faced with a dilemma. They are in a tricky situation. Their reputation is on the line. They are caught between the law and politics. Their decision will either be welcome or unwelcome. They try to play the twin mother role. I am sensing that as per my reading into what is unfolding. They try to play the twin mother role, and it doesn't work in law. No, it may work in politics, but it doesn't work in law because the law is definitive. The law is about rendering judgment. The law is not about appeasement or appeasing 2 or 3 parties. No. The law is definitive with right and wrong. The law cannot satisfy the majority bloc, as they call themselves, and satisfy the Speaker of the House of Representatives. The court will have to be definitive on the issue. The law will have to speak. It's not about satisfying, hold on, Chief. It's not about satisfying the 2 sides to the conflict. We've never seen that in law before. We will never see that. Even God himself, in his judicial wisdom, does not satisfy 2 persons. He takes a decision. It is either wrong or right. So we are waiting. Though they did not attach a day and time to release or yet to release the determination, but we're waiting. Let it not go the rebel way. To go the rebel way is to tell Liberians that this country is a country of men and not law. That the Unity Party government is imperial government with imperial president, and whatever he wants will do. So the Supreme Court or the judiciary will have lost its essence. The House of Representatives will become nothingness. If any institution should position itself to strengthen and enhance our governance, the first branch of government, unfortunately, it reduced itself to mere beggars for money at the feet of the executive. And that is why they are tossed to and fro. That's how it is for now. We stay waiting. Have your say, then we talk briefly, or let me just squeeze the United Methodist Church in. They stay on their misunderstanding too of the same-sex marriage. Today, a group of Methodists staged a protest against same-sex marriage. Reverend Jerry Kula accused last week Bishop Samuel Choir of being deeply rooted and supportive of same-sex marriage, that he endorsed or accepted the resolution from the General Board. I may not say or use the exact word as they use it in their Methodist discipline book, but just to give you an understanding, the highest decision-making body that Samuel Choir, according to Reverend Jerry Kula, he's agreed, and everything that we see happening within the United Methodist Church, the current bishop, has endorsed same-sex marriage. He's in support of it, but he's grappling with how to get it into the church or to get the church accepting it. So today they had a mass protest, and they had 2-3 pastors from the Methodist Church leading that they are not open, they will not accept any same-sex marriage in the United Methodist Church. The world is on the brink of collapse. Okay, have your say on this as quickly as we can, and then we get out. Sorry, the women line, there's a little problem. Don't worry, it will be back soon, and it will be available for face the issues. So you can call on 0772 23 99 33 0886 30 44 97, because the women line not available now. Can if you call that line, you will not be on the air. So call 0886 30 44 97 0772 23 99 33, and then you will be heard. That line, the women's line, not available. There where we are presently. All of us are waiting. Hello. Hello. Yes.
You see, I thank you very much for the topic on discussion. My dear, we just managing now, just for what happened before, for it to not continue happening in Liberia, and for our children to just be in peace now, like that, they will managing with it, Joseph Boakai and the people in the state. But now, even if you're not in Liberia, things are all over everywhere you go. From what I can say around, you go say around, say no, goodbye. They make things hard for them to face it, they not want to face it. But they just beyond your we are, they see it that they get for them, ever send the other, what they get for him. They not put all the different crown on your head. They not still won't be terrified. They stay behind it, won't Joe, they not be behind Joe, Joe not become president, Joe not be power, Joe not getting president. So they stay behind Joe, that the problem in the country is. Because the people ain't that not easy or not easy. Thank you, yeah.
Okay. Thank you for calling. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I get it. I said thank you. Thank you for calling. Have a nice day, yeah? All right. Yes, 0772 23 99 33 0886 30 44 97. So we are waiting. Let's see how there we go. If the rule in favor of the majority block, well, that's it. And anything happen after that, it should be accepted. If they rule in accordance with the law, yes, that will be okay. In the absence of that, no. Have a listen to this.
Thank you. Thank you. Senator Joseph brought his daughter to me, and several times he keeps his senator. My son, please talk to President Boakai to give my daughter a job. I trust you in your relationship with the president. I said I will honor that request. 2 days before his passing, Senator Johnson called me and said, distinguished, please don't forget. I said, the president, I will meet the president in Grand Bassa County for the funeral of the late superintendent of Grand Bassa County, and I will remind him and push him. Thursday morning, we in Grand Bassa County for the funeral of the late superintendent of Grand Bassa County when Crystal called me early in the morning crying. Senator, Daddy gone, he left me with you. And that's when I knew that the rumor about, and she told me what happened to the woman. I've been an emotional person, I broke down. I called the protest and informed her when Senator Daba Babla came, Senator Boto Kane came, all they came to Grand Bassa County and said, Senator Johnson brought his daughter to me, Krista. So I'm putting love in her hand positively in acknowledgement of that. Senator Johnson came to my office. Thank you. Thank you. Senator Johnson brought his daughter to me, and several times he came and said, Senator, my son, please talk to President Walker to give my daughter a job. I trust you in your relationship with the president. I said I will honor that request. 2 days before his passing, Senator Johnson called me and said, distinguished, please don't forget. I said, the president, I will meet the president in Grand Bassa County for the funeral of the late superintendent of Grand Bassa County, and I will remind him and push him. Thursday morning, we in Grand Bassa County for the funeral of the late superintendent of Grand Bassa County when Crystal called me early in the morning crying. Senator, Daddy gone, he left me with you.
You're convinced now everything that AB said last night on Face the Issues, a panoramic analysis of some of the things that the senator was going through that may have contributed to his death. You heard, your confirmation, one of it. Boakai, the man who won the election for Boakai cut off from the man. Boakai was not speaking from the man. Boakai deleted the man's number from his phone. Boakai resolved, vowed not to give the man any job. And the man whom he considered his son, the man whom he introduced to politics, and the man who sees himself as the next person in line as the political figure for Nima County, Vice President Jeremiah Coon, sat down there, danced at the gallery, and whims and caprices of Boakai did nothing for his own kinsman. The man who won the election for Unity Party, the man who made Boakai president today, I bet he challenged it. Had Senator Johnson, the late, just stay with former President Boakai, former President Weah, we'll be talking Weah's second term. The man won the election for Joseph Yeman Boakai. For whatever the situation or reason, he cut off from the man. He kept speech from the man. They used to say, oh, we are going to keep speech from people. We are going to. But you know how many persons that Boakai cut off from, that Boakai can speak to, Boakai can get time for them, and they labor? When you think God's stupid, eh? You think God are junk? You think God are equal? When he said that what you do, what you accuse others of, that same trait in you, and it's just a matter of time it will come up. That's why you don't accuse anybody, because it's just like pregnancy. It will take those several months, but it will still show. Yeah. Boaka cut off from the man. What kind of face now he will have at that funeral if he will ever want to go there? After the man cried, and you're listening to AB last night, I think part 2 coming on tonight. Y'all part 2 coming on tonight. I show AB will bring the next chapter. How the man ill-treated the late senator. Show no regret. Men who labor for you, men who gave you the presidency. Yeah, job. The man was begging, practically begging, using other people. Because boy, he had no access to Boaka. They cut him off. All the people around Boaka, they resolved to cut him off. Boaka shut down every telecommunication between him and the late senator. As much as he was a senator, but things weren't working readily. You heard last night, you heard the first part from AB, how the senator suffered. And yes, here is a living senator. All of them were in the same place. Darius DeLong admitting that the late senator went to him, begging him to talk to Boaka to give his daughter Crystal a job. Can you imagine? People who did nothing absolutely for Boaka to earn what he earned today. He gave them lucrative positions in government. The people who labor, but you can't blame Boaka because the man who he made, that he felt he could rely on in his fading political life, that will serve as his lifeblood, his reviving spirit. In Jeremiah Cone, he too betrayed the senator. Everything that you hear Jeremiah Cone saying around that man's funeral in horse, that pretense. There's a Senator DeLong. There's a Senator DeLong. Let's see again. Yeah, your way. Listen.
Thank you. Senator Joseph brought his daughter to me. Senator Joseph brought his daughter to me, and several times he keeps the senator. My son, please talk to President Boaka to give my daughter a job. Thank you. Senator Joseph brought his daughter to me, and several times he keeps the senator. My son, please talk to President Boaka to give my daughter a job. Thank you. Senator Joseph brought his daughter to me, and several times he keeps the senator. My son, please talk to President Boaka to give my daughter a job. Senator Joseph brought his daughter to me, and several times he keeps the senator. My son, please talk to President Boaka to give my daughter a job. Thank you.
Why he didn't approach?
Thank you.
Why he didn't approach him? Because Boaka cut off. I ate out at a rescue. A rescue. A rescue. That fake thing you're doing, the man plays, he crying. Somebody, the person living, you don't cater to the living. You show concern for the living. You try not to help the living. You disconnected yourself from the living. The living ceased from being living to dead. I want to see what Bwaga will go say at that funeral. Here, people coming on more and more, you coming here. People who never live off. They got lucrative positions. They just sat down. At the close of the day, Prince Johnson handed the election to him. Bwaga started calling all of those people. People who, when he was in his suffering days, when Staton and Costa were supporting him, those people with all the money they were setting down, they had no time. They disconnected themselves from him too. Those are the people who enjoying the government right now in lucrative positions. The men who handed, what would they have taken the president to give? Look at what Dillon said. So Dillon and the other people, what he's simply saying, they too, he too get on a problem. All of them try marginalizing that man. Not because the man died, he's trying to beg the question or he's trying to beg buy sympathy. He knew all of those things. When you fight in the revolution and you are a significant player, a determining factor in the revolution, and everybody knows that, and at certain point in time, the leader isn't giving you attention, the rest of the people will raise concern and move to the leader and say, this can be, this person fought for us, this person was on the front line, this person risked his life for us to get this person hindered us the election. Therefore, Mr. President, you can marginalize this person for whatever the reason, whatever the crimes you have, we can settle it. But let it not be. None of them have anything to say around there. The men die, then they're coming up with all of these frivolous stuff. How hypocritical and sycophantic. No reason why God said the human mind is desperately wicked. Who can discern it thereof except he alone? All of those times, they never did anything. The senator, that's why AB said last night, look, he was grieving within. All of those things broke him down. Because he was a senator, but he lost relevance, he lost direction. Things were not actually working for him. The people he needed. His own party he went to. He forfeited CDC and went to Unity Party that they had the rescue. Look what rescue did to him. What kind of face Bwaga will have? What can he say or what will he say at that funeral? I doubt Bwaga will go there. With these revelations coming out, more, listen to the vice president. Listen to the other people, the latest that this man, people are explaining, people saying things from within the corridor. So we're getting to know now that the rumors we were hearing that Prince Johnson, the president called from Prince Johnson that did, this one happened, that's true. Now we're getting to know that true. So all of those things we were hearing, we didn't want to believe them 100%. Now we know they are true. So you see that the man daughter Crystal, the man had to pass through a proxy using Senator Dillon, begging Senator Dillon to go and beg Bwaga to give his daughter Crystal job. Liberia. Ego, this country. Father, what did we do? God, you need to reveal to us what we did. You keep on praying. You keep on wasting time and energy whole day, 3 days, 5 and pray for the nation. When the hearts of the people, the leaders are dirty. You stop wasting your time. Pastors, you stop wasting your time. Say you're praying for this country. Tell the leaders. That's what God wants. Look at the kind of thing. Few calls, man. Let's just say few calls and we'll go here. I show part two coming up from that insightful, great analysis that was done last night by AB office the issues. We have to go home and set our radio for tonight. Let's just do a few calls on this one, and then we go 077223 9933 0886 3044 97. Now, these are the two lines that are available. Just a few calls, quick, if not, and then we are out to make way or get ready for the news. 0772 23 9933 0886 3044 97. Just few cards, and then we are out. Hello.
Good evening.
Yeah.
Good evening, Mr. Sin Andrew. Oh, my name is Richie. I'm calling from Louisiana. Hello.
I'm listening to you.
Yeah. Thank you for your show this evening. For the people that say from that call themselves from Nimba, myself from there, but they're not looking at the big issue. But they're taking handshake to big problem. The two people that the former senators make and work hard to bring them to power, they go against the man, they call us for the man, the chairman leading the man died. They ain't looking at it. But the party and one talking say former president we are did not shake the man hand. You see? The people go against the paper, they abandon him, they made him to worry. All on him go against Joria. He will not say nothing happened to him. Just because Bwaka come to because Bwaka like evil man. Bwaka like Bizu. You see? They made a man to die. So thank you for your show. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Okay. Hello.
Yeah, hello, how you doing?
I'm good.
I'm Johnson. I'm calling from Bushi Corner.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, it's with the issue of Bwaka. I even doubt, like, what you were saying, you doubt that Bwaka will attend Prince Johnson funeral. Man, here who want to concur with you. Because that happened, he's a very wicked and that of it is very much ungrateful. So, when the way Prince Johnson made it to power, make it to be president, and you abandon the man, Prince Johnson die out of pressure. So, they read Jeremiah Kun, the Jeremiah Kun man who Prince Johnson said, oh, this is my son, that will empower him after me, he will be all the same by me and anybody. Prince Johnson, the man who want to abandon Prince Johnson. So, all that want to play on Prince Johnson is somebody that lost power. So, what he was getting, if he couldn't get it again, I rebelled no longer. He said that the Nehemiah was not going to be. So, at the end of the day,
all right, Chief.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Your background report giving you a hard time. Yeah, okay. Let's go. Hello.
How you doing?
I'm fine. You?
Well, you calling I'm Pastor T calling from FE Single.
Let's hear you, Pastor.
Yeah. This Prince Johnson issue, what about our man so is what he. You see, the frustration Prince Johnson came to Georgia. In Georgia, one person who has money will go for Australia and Liberia going to go into trouble. Because somebody will not spend all that money and you frustrate the person and you will not agree on 1% to give up power. And see the Liberian people that are frustrated, how West people crying. He took his power from a good person who was doing good thing for the country and see how many people that are sacking. Just yesterday, Election Commission has the same person. Those people are frustrated. So God look at it. Prince only being a preacher, minister of the gospel. God look at it and say, well, you can't be here to call many people to go to hell. So best they come home.
Okay, Chief.
So whatever happened to him there, well, I know that he will not go to hell.
Thank you, Chief. Hello.
Hello, Angelo.
Yes. Hello.
Yes, my name is Benu from Radio.
Let's hear you, Benu.
You know, It's what I've been saying. We're not really know how to do it. It's my apple. My country, number 7, who is my apple by the way to be accusing president we are of us.
You went off. You went off. All right. You went off. So this one.
Thanks to those who hurt me, you made me a stronger person. Thanks to those who loved me, you made my heart bigger.
Though the senator is gone, but this one suits his situation and that of the government. He was abandoned. From a government perspective, he was abandoned. Forget about the other side of his life, personal and all the stuff. But he won. He won the election for Unity Party. Unity Party was nowhere, no close winning CDC had that man not raising to the occasion from NIMBA perspective. Go your eyes, the National Elections Commission, let them give you the stars and see. You know when CDC gave up and considered truly they lost the election? The second to the last reading, that chunk that came from Nima County, everybody gave up. When American went in that room, doing 1 or 2 things, people say, oh, the American or the number. It was Nima County Senator Prince Johnson. Had Prince Johnson not gotten involved with anything Unity Party, had he not crossed over, CDC stay in power. That man, you abandon the man. You turn your back on him. You cut off all communications. It is well with his soul.
Those who hurt me, you made me a stronger person. Thanks to those who loved me, you made my heart bigger. Thanks to...
So those of you who are going through different situations, all of us have some kind of situation with somehow. Just motivate yourself, cheer yourself up, and brace yourself for whatever the situation. Move on. If you are frustrated, if you are let down, if you are betrayed, whatever, just know that life isn't fixed. Nobody is your guarantee other than God.
Those who hurt me, you made me a stronger person. Thanks to those who loved me, you made my heart bigger. Thanks to those who cared, you made me feel important. Thanks to those who showed concern, you let me know that you care. Thanks to those who left, you showed me that not everything is forever. Thanks to those who stayed, you showed me the true meaning of friendship. Thanks to those who entered my life, you helped me become the person I am today. Thanks to those who hurt me, you made me a stronger person. Thanks to those who loved me, you made my heart bigger. Thanks to those who cared, you made me feel important.